Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown town streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown town streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown town streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively.
Good morning, Frederick. It is Monday. Little echoey in here. We're painting the home office studio, and nothing is on the walls, which means my voice is bouncing off. But anyway, it is what it is. I hope you're having a great day. Boy, we had an interesting day on Friday. We did a whole show and didn't realize it didn't even go out. So, not to fear, we got the guests back this weekend, and we will be showcasing their interviews tomorrow. So there you go. Technology at its best. I want to shout out good morning to Mama Cone watching, and Regina, good morning to you, my friend. I hope you had a fabulous weekend. The weekend weather has been not great. This week doesn't look great either. I don't know what is going on. It's got to be the greenest August we have ever had. All right, today's show, we got our morning roundup with Bob and AJ. Then we're going to have Bryan Rathvon from Frederick Card Collective. They're opening this weekend. And Tim Conrad from the Bunkroom Chats. I tell you, I think that is a very, very powerful podcast that we have. And then we're going to go over what's happening in Frederick. We got a lot of great events going on in and around the area that you're going to want to know about. Don't forget, when you subscribe to our channel, right there, you got the QR code on screen. Everything Frederick Live donates $1 to a local nonprofit. This month, it is Make-A-Wish Mid-Atlantic. So far, I don't know what 2740 was. Yeah, that's our total. Sorry, 2740 is our total. I thought that I'm thinking date. Oh, goodness. It is a Monday. Anyway, we have 2,740 subscribers, which is awesome. We'd love to get to 3,000 by the end of September. I think we can do that. And $60 so far is going to Make-A-Wish Mid-Atlantic. Boy, I should have just kept on talking about it. There we go. All right, well, let's officially get your Monday kicked off right here.
Sponsored by Fusion Car Wash, now with 2 locations in Frederick to serve you. One on Spectrum Drive near the FSK Mall, which is a full-service location, and TJ Drive with self-serve vacuums. Download the free Fusion Car Wash app and sign up for a monthly membership. And you can keep all your cars clean daily. FusionCarWash.com.
Well, Good Morning Frederick is also great for keeping you up to date on the news and local things happening. We bring in AJ Randall from Studio 401 and typically Bob Miller from WFMD, though it doesn't look like he's in studio yet. We'll drop him in when he gets here. This is called our Morning Roundup.
It's time for the Morning Roundup with Dani, Bob, and AJ Randall. Here to get you caught up with everything you missed overnight on Good Morning Frederick. Sponsored by Atlas Wood Floors. Serving the area for more than 34 years. Wood floors, luxury vinyl plank. Anything that you put on your floor, they can handle it. Check out their Google reviews and give them a call today. 301-948-9663. That's 301-948. Wood. Be sure to ask for Jeff Koger or go to atlaswoodfloors.net.
Well, good morning. We got AJ Randall from Studio 401. Want to shout out Joy Fry Lineberry. I haven't seen your name on our show before, so welcome. Have a great day. Thank you for popping in this morning. Good morning, AJ Randall, who is at Studio 401. Oh, I can't hear you. Hang on.
How about now?
Yes.
Oh, good. All right. I don't know why. There was a lot of readjustment. I'm not sure what happens here over the weekend, but I had to readjust cameras, mics, booms, and now this. So,
which is weird because we were the last ones in the studio on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Not my fault. I didn't do it.
The little elves.
The little elves. Yeah. Well, we did have actually little elves in here, so.
Oh.
That might have been why we had children on the mic, so it's probably why we had to readjust everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, we had an interesting weekend, including on Friday. As I said when I kicked off the show, did a whole show, didn't even go out, so we had to redo stuff this weekend. And in fact, the Holler Kids, who we're going to feature everybody back on Tuesday, we recorded one whole segment with them, and it was muted completely. So I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We had the Holler Kids in here, so I think we adjusted a lot of the mics, although you were sitting here. But anyway, I digress. I was waiting for Bob to come in, and now everything, the world seems right.
Had to.
My computer didn't have battery, so I had to go run out to my truck and get my cord.
Ah.
So I'm going to be in the studios, at your studios come Wednesday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm on the Good Old Boy Network TV radio show.
Yes, last of the Good Old Boys. That's right. You are the guest on Blaine and Billy's show there on Wednesday night. That'll be fun.
Yes, it will be. I have dirt on Blaine, so, you know.
Well, I mean, everybody has dirt on Blaine. I mean, so.
You are so true.
Poor Blaine. You know, we all have a past. We all have a present, actually, too.
Blaine handed dirt out. It's just like, this is on me. I got this.
Listen, I mean, I went to school with Blaine. I've been friends with Blaine. Blaine he knows more about me than like a lot of people. I like Blaine. I think he's a good guy. He's super smart. He knows literally everybody. And we all, I mean, I made mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. So, but I think he's fantastic on this podcast. So,
yeah, he is.
Yeah. He is and that is a gift to know people when you see them. My wife and I, we have and I'm sharing information here. We have a little plan. We walk up to somebody and I act like I know who they are, but I don't introduce them. I don't remember their name. So Linda will go, "Hi, I'm Linda." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I thought you guys knew each other."
I do that too. And then when you say that, the other person goes, "Oh, hey, Linda," and still doesn't tell you who they are, which drives me crazy.
Still in the dark.
Yeah. Well, I think she's good enough to go, "And you are?"
She's smart.
All right, she's good.
She is. That's the only stupid thing she's ever done was marrying me.
Well, sometimes it only takes one thing, and your
Yeah.
life is ruined.
One mistake, and then that is it. She's chalked it up. Very good. All right, AJ, what's going on in the news?
I was going to say before I get to that, I wanted we put a reel out. And Bob, I don't know if you've ever eaten at Chick King over 66 Waverly Drive, right behind the old mall, right next to the station up there. Have you ever eaten over there?
Where?
Chick King.
Chick King.
No,
bro. Telling you. I have a Mount Rushmore of, I put a Facebook post out. What is the Mount Rushmore of chicken? Of course, for me, it's Roy Rogers, Royal Farm, and
Giant Eagle.
Giant Eagle. And then I had like a question mark on the last one. And this may have filled the question mark. I'm telling you, this is some of the best fried chicken I've ever had in my life.
Well, I like fried chicken.
Yeah, watch the reel on our Facebook page. It's called Chick King.
Is that all you do is walk into places and go, I'm a video guy and I have lots of followers and I want to eat food.
Yeah. I've also gained like 20 pounds since I've been doing this. So I need to give this job to somebody else.
Well, maybe we need to challenge you. Somebody challenged Blaine Young one time. He couldn't ride a bicycle from over by the fairgrounds to the radio station. Maybe we need to have you run from the fairgrounds to the radio station.
Jeez.
Well, just so you know, we do buy all of our own food. Occasionally, like on when we went and did this one, they did gift AJ a ice cream nacho-y thing, which was had chocolate all over it. So he hoed into that himself.
I did.
Yeah,
I did. I wanted to have just a couple of pieces just to try, but I couldn't stop myself. That's why I've got what doctors call a little bit of a weight problem. All right, let's go with news here and get off of the subject of that. Good morning, Dani. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Frederick. Governor Wes Moore's energy office is telling Maryland counties with temporary data center moratoriums, thank you, to use that pause to build a wish list of what they want from data center companies, and see what's happening with that. The data centers aren't going away, he says, and the county should negotiate for things like new schools, road upgrades, community centers, and long-term support packages. Panelists also warned that Maryland is in a difficult position when it comes to the electric grid, with PGM official Jason Stanek saying that the state could face possible grid disruptions this year, actually. The message for counties was clear. Data center demand is coming fast. Local government needs to either set terms now or risk being overwhelmed later.
So here's a question for you. So it's going to be a wish list. So, okay, well, we want schools, we want roads, we want parks, we want this, we want that. And then somebody in the next county, which, probably wouldn't make people upset, be like, yeah, we don't need any of that. We just want, if you make a park and maybe, pave the roads, will be good. So it's going to be a competition between who wants more and who wants less, which might make some people happy who don't want data centers in the area. But then you got the county who's going, well, hang on a second. We're supposed to have $200 million worth of stuff here.
Yeah, I mean, a wish list. This is kind of like a deal. I don't know. It's very interesting. Like, we want the data centers to pay for all this stuff, but forever? Like, I mean, the whole point is do better with the money you're getting from the revenue of them building. Like, I don't understand what a wish list. Who can? I don't know. This whole thing is just so sideways at this point now. They're seeing the cash cow. They want to take the money, but now they want to kind of show, but we're going to ask you, the people, what you want to do with it. Well, that's your daggone job daily.
Yeah, they don't want to do it because if they make a wrong step, and there's a lot of wrong steps to make, they're out of office next year.
Yeah, the whole point is your job is to do what your constituents would want you to do, why they put you in office. So go back to what got you elected and look at that. That's our wish list. Keep doing that, or do it in the first place, because most times once people get elected, they're just doing what the hell they want anyway.
This is the same thing.
I mean, this whole thing.
A car dealership.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was like, this is the same thing as going to a car dealership and having the guy come out of the lot and say, well, just give me a price of what you can spend. And then you're like, you're out there with that. No one's going to do that. It's crazy.
Yeah. And this goes well beyond, I'm so sick and tired of, well, stop making AI flyers. This has nothing to do with that. The consumer end of a lot of this technology is probably less than 1% of the usage of these data centers. To be honest, we are trying to keep China from coming in and just doing it anyway and providing it anyway. You got to look the bigger view beyond your just backyard of what these data centers are doing. It has nothing to do, or very, very little to do, with the consumer use of AI models. This is national security, defense, government contracts, mining our data through large corporations and selling it and using it, these dynamic pricing, all of this stuff, that is where it lives. And simply not using AI to make a video or a flyer is not having any impact at all.
I agree. I agree.
Yep. A Frederick County hot air balloon company is seeking more than $353,000 in legal fees after a year-long lawsuit over balloon flights ended unsuccessfully for a couple who filed it. Smith Ballooning LLC, which operates Tailwinds over Frederick, and owners Patrick Megan and Kevin Smith filed a sanctions motion in Frederick County Circuit Court against Susan Maharji and Eric Blatter. The Smith defendants argue the couple maintained the litigation in bad faith and without substantial justification though a judge has not ruled on the request. The original lawsuit filed in 2021 sought to stop balloon flights over or near the couple's Timmins Road property, including claims such as trespass and invasion of privacy. It's always funny because you see balloons, usually you're like, oh, look at that hot air balloon. That's so cool. It's a neat thing.
Yeah.
Not I'm going to sue you for flying over my property and landing on it.
I had a guy, we talked about this on the air because, number one, they fly over my house all the time. I love them. I think it's great. They've flown over so low sometimes that I've been able to, but we go, hey, would you like a cup of coffee type of deal. But I had a guy who said they flew over his house, and when they, pulled the cord to kind of let the gas go up and the noise that it makes scared some of his horses, and they lost a couple because of it. So there is there is that. And then I guess if you're like, so say you and Dani, AJ are flying over, you're in the balloon, and then, unfortunately you fly over somebody's house and there's teenage daughters out there, laying outside and maybe don't have a whole lot of clothes, if any, on. Is that an invasion of privacy if you're up there taking a picture of them? What you do in your own backyard should be you and only. And is this an invasion of privacy?
Well, I think it's different between flying over somebody's house and then having a telescope or some sort of pictures or surveillance on somebody. I think that would be, is that what they were doing?
Well, no, not at all. But they were saying they were flying low enough that they could see. Yeah, well,
listen, I've been in apartments where, you look out your back window of the apartment and there's girls laying out in the thing and you can't look over there now. Who owns the space of looking?
Well, that's the argument. That's what they're talking. Yeah. So I actually had, and we'll get to this a little bit, I had Charlie Smith in here this morning, the Frederick County State's attorney, and we brought this up. And he's like, well, maybe we have to have over certain properties, maybe you make a law that says they can only be 300 feet over as opposed to 50 feet.
No laws. We don't need laws. We need really just rational, common decency and
reasonable
and dealing
people.
With Jesus.
Now, I know that there have been people who have been upset with them because they've landed in their fields and have ruined crops.
So the destruction of property unintentionally, which is what happens. They can't really control too much of where they go, right? If property is destroyed, their insurance should cover that for the people, right? There should be a fee. I get it. Look, there should be a fee paid. to try to say you can't fly a certain number of feet over certain residential areas or whatever. Well, you're just now, there will be no balloon flights in Maryland. There won't be, because it's not like in, when I went balloon flight in Sedona, Arizona, where it's like literally open desert and hardly any homes. We just will outlaw that business. It won't be accessible to people here. So that's what that will do. You got to walk that one all the way down the line. Why is an operator going to have a business that is so difficult to do or so expensive because of insurance that they won't do it? Now, the people sunbathing and all that stuff. Look, I mean, how often is this happening? Like, I mean, I just feel like, again, we make rules and laws that sound good at the time, and then when you kind of extrapolate it over the course of the state or the county, then it just becomes ridiculous. And
so you want to see something funny? So I was out in the Midwest, right? And somebody flew over my house in a hot air balloon and took a picture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. See that my pool leaked?
Yeah, well, we used to pay people to do that back in the day. Wanted an aerial shot of our homes.
Well, and here's the other thing. People might be, balloons, this balloons up. But I mean, this transfers directly into technology as far as droning. Like I drone my dad's property, and I'm perfectly legal to drone. I have license and everything. But when I'm droning my dad's, 11 acres, I might be able to see where the drone is over my property, other people. And it's just something you can't police. And why would you? It's silly. Because we make these laws just because what if somebody was doing that? Well, I don't know. I mean, if we did a bunch of what ifs, I don't think we'd be able to do anything in our lives.
Yeah.
I think you should be more worried about not hot air balloons, but insurance companies who are taking your picture from satellites and saying that your roof is bad and they're not going to insure you, which happens.
Oh, well, that's here. That's here already. That's
why are they
here.
worried about that? Because if you're taking a picture of your roof, you could also be sitting outside, smoking a cigar, smoking a joint, sunbathing nude, whatever you're doing, and that's okay that the insurance company does it, but not a company that's just providing somebody with a ride in a hot air balloon, which, by the way, I would never go up in because I'm fat. And I worry about those little wicker baskets just plummeting to my death.
I mean, if you think about it, they're in a wicker basket and they're really just being controlled by wind. Like, they don't even have control of what they're doing. It seems like the most bizarre thing in the entire world. But
it's I love them. I think I love watching them. I've got pictures of them over my house.
They look beautiful.
I just think they're amazing. I think we ought to have somewhere a hot air balloon festival.
Yeah, well, they're in the West where nobody complains.
Albuquerque, New Mexico has one of the biggest hot air balloons. But
absolutely.
But there's not a lot of complaints out there.
No.
I think they tried to do one in Howard County years ago, and that was short-lived, probably for this reason. So
somebody said we did one in Frederick County, but I do not remember it.
Oh, I don't either.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of hot air in Frederick. 2 Brunswick City Council members have been sworn into office without a vote under the city's new rule allowing uncontested elections to be canceled. Incumbents Andrew St. John and Brian Sandusky, were sworn into new 4-year terms, but Bridget Chabot, who had run uncontested for a 3rd open seat, withdrew before being sworn in. That leaves 1 council seat vacant, and 5 sitting council members are scheduled to discuss an appointment process at their August 25th meeting. The city says canceling this year's uncontested election saved about $5,000, but the vacancy creates an untested question under the new law if council members cannot unanimously agree on an appointment.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's how I want to get elected.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one shows up. Nobody else is there.
That's right.
Middle of the night. You're a deputy.
I'm ready to play.
Yeah. And this is happening in Linganore, an online petition calling for a pedestrian and bicycle bridge across Lake Linganore in eastern Frederick County, citing safety concerns on the Boyers Mill Road Bridge. Organizers say William Braun said the started thinking about the need for a separate bridge after walking across the existing bridge with his daughters and seeing a vehicle come around the bend at more than 50 miles an hour. The petition had 91 verified signatures as of Friday afternoon. County Public Works Director Jason Stipp said the county is looking into whether a barrier could be added to the existing bridge, but any project would need the design work and would have to be included in the fiscal 2028 budget process.
Okay. I'm sorry to say that 91 petition signers opposed to 20 some odd thousand for a data center.
I mean, that shows you where all the attention is.
Yeah. I mean, I just,
I mean, again, the county will be paying for those 90 people to walk across that bridge. I'd love to sit there and see how many people are walking across that bridge on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And then that's the ruling. I mean, really.
I mean, I know where they are. Just walk in the neighborhood, folks. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wiki Wheel gets the oil, though.
That's what exactly it is. That is the news from Studio 401 here off of Market Street. Frederick, what did you guys talk about at WFMD Radio, Bob, up on Grove Hill Road?
A couple stories, real quick. One, there's a assemblywoman in New York who wants to make stealing stuff not illegal anymore. She's mad that she says that people are stealing soap and toothpaste and the necessities of life, while Walgreens and CVS are multi-billion-dollar companies, and they should just give that stuff away.
Just give it away.
And no, if you need it, then you should be able to just take it without any repercussions. And I'm like, but isn't it funny that she sat there and said, blame the companies, blamed media, but had no solutions of, hey, let me work with these companies to provide, 10,000 bars of soap and 10,000 tubes of toothpaste as a wonderful gesture, and you hand them out to people who need them. No, it was just, these are horrible companies and the horrible media, and we just need to give people free stuff, and they shouldn't be held accountable if they steal stuff.
The funny thing about all of this is she's probably also taking donations and checks from those corporations to help fund her continued campaigns. Look, here's the thing. This is what we talk about all the time here. Our nonprofits are there to do that easily. Helping Hands and Caring Hearts hands out hundreds of thousands of items a year for people who need it. Yeah. And the nonprofits are able to monitor and keep track of and know, are these people within our communities? Are they really in need? Do they really need this stuff? We are... I've never been in such an upside down world in my life where we're just craziness. It really is just crazy.
2026 is the year of the of the Democratic Socialists, and this is exactly what it is. They want to take money from the people that are making it and just give it to the poor people or the people that they think are in need. And you just can't operate that way. As it's been tried for over 100 years in 70 different countries, and it's failed every single time because at some point the people you're taking from get tired of it and then they just leave or stop. You just can't do it. But this is I think I just read somewhere we've elected like 73 Democratic Socialists all over the country this year, and they think it's gonna double next year. And until it's just going to be, this insanity is going to keep going until we say, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
we have one in Frederick County who's running. Didn't show up to a forum, but, Yeah. And then also State's Attorney Charlie Smith was in here, who said there was some guy yammering about flock cameras, and he's just wrong. Just absolutely wrong.
Well, I invite him to come to the town hall.
He didn't say that. I brought that up, but we did bring up flock cameras, and he says that he believes that it is a tool for the police to use. And he goes, I don't think it's being abused, at least. And he goes, and if it is, he actually said somebody was using something. I don't know if it's a flock camera or not, and they were fired from his office because they were checking on a former girlfriend or
but that's exactly what happens. But I want to back up a little bit. I love how he says, I don't think it's being abused, but we've had to fire somebody for what? abuse. So it's so funny to me when people come on and say that, oh, it's a tool for the police. No one's abusing it. We had to fire a few people for abusing it, but it's fine.
That's a few as opposed to the many, So
yeah, there's
the few
actually
about
hundreds.
are willing to admit. That's the thing. And yes, if it were being used, I want to know how many criminals we've caught with flock cameras right now, because there are flock cameras being set up pointing at playgrounds, schools, weird, like in the middle of nowhere on walking paths. I want to know how many criminals we're catching. That would help maybe make that argument a little bit easier. I want to know it's not just, again, a collection of information about each one of us, where we're going, what we're doing, how many times we're passing by a location.
Yeah, well, I like to just say,
license. What's that?
I don't care how many people they've caught. To me, the idea of everybody being under surveillance, there is no number you could give me personally that would make it acceptable for me.
I understand, but it would at least help the argument. They're not coming out with any of that, though. Period. So, I think it's ridiculous. Well, you can chime in. I'm going to send Charlie Smith a personal invitation to say, come on or join us on our live broadcast August 26th. It's a Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Where we will be having a panel discussion. We are looking for anyone who is pro surveillance cameras, Flock, Axon, whatever the company name is. Anyone who wants that sort of thing and is happy that is in our neighborhoods, which it is right now. I'd love for you to come on, and you will have the opportunity to come on and state your opinion. Love it.
We've reached out to the Maryland State Police. We've reached out to the Frederick City Police. We've heard nothing back. So in all this thing, if Charlie is really pro Flock, we would love to have him, because I can't find one person in Frederick that actually loves the idea. So,
yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if he's like pro Flock. He just says it's a tool that's in there. He has
to, because he's a city employee, right?
He's a county employee.
County employee. It would be very bad that our law enforcer is saying it's crap.
Well, you know what else is a tool, Bob? Is a handgun, and we just don't hand those out to people either. So you can't just say it's a tool and we need to keep it. It doesn't mean it's a good tool. It doesn't mean the tool actually works. It doesn't mean it's beneficial or even legally captured. But we'll cover all that in the town hall meeting.
That's all I got. Well, other than there's a rodent in my wall because I keep hearing him chewing on things.
Lovely. All of a sudden, Bob's going to go off the air and we'll get that crackle. Just what we need. What we need. All right. Well, it is a Monday. It is school starts this week. And I'll say this. It's being out in Frederick yesterday during the rain. It was like Christmas at the mall. It was nuts. Chaos. Took me an hour to take my niece to the mall and get home. Craziness. Yeah. The weather, Bob, do you remember a green August like this?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Usually everything is crackling underneath of your feet.
Yeah, I know. It's the greenest August I remember. But of course I have a short-term memory issue with weather anyway, but it doesn't seem great. It is sunny right now. The rest of this week looks a little like a lot of thunderstorms and more rain coming. So, yeah.
Don't forget to catch me on the last of the good old boys on Wednesday, and I have to go to a sales meeting.
Okay.
Good luck.
Enjoy.
Yes, good luck.
Have a great Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Right after this.
Sponsored by A&S Construction is a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business located right here in Frederick, servicing Frederick County and surrounding areas. A&S Construction specialize in roofing and siding, windows and gutters, and they can even build you a new patio or deck. Call 301-703-2157 or email info@ansconstruction.net. you can get $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. Just tell Sandra that Dani sent you.
Frederick, if you're craving real Chicago-style flavor, Rosati's is bringing it. From their cheesy, loaded deep dish pizza to crispy tavern-style thin crust, every bite is packed with that classic Rosati's taste. And don't sleep on the steak and cheese sub. Hot, hearty, and seriously satisfying. Rosati's has been serving family recipes since 1964, and now you can get it right here in Frederick. Stop by 911 West 7th Street or order online at rosatispizza.com. Rosati's, keeping it real since 1964.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves, double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Well, I put my hand on the wrong trigger on that. I wanted to introduce what was coming up on the rest of the show, of course. But right now we're going to head back down to Studio 401. We've got Bryan Rathvon from Frederick Card Collective. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. Well, how are you? I know this has been kind of a long journey. I've been following you on social media, and you're getting ready to open Frederick Card Collective this weekend.
Yes, it seems like it's been quite a journey, but then I look back and we really only started this in June. So,
okay.
It's been a busy couple months, but yeah, we're right around the corner. We will be having the grand opening this upcoming Saturday at 11 o'clock. So
that's
super,
awesome.
Super excited trying to get the doors open.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about cards that you are going to be featuring in your shop. And how did you get involved in this? Have you always been somebody who collected cards?
Yeah, so I think, for most people my age, you collected baseball cards or something. Pokemon came out when we were younger, and you're into it, and then life kind of happens, and you grow up and you get a job, and so for me, like having two young daughters, and they got into it, and we kind of collectively as a family was something that we got into, and then had the opportunity to kind of take the jump and start this card store. Just seemed like a really fun family opportunity, as well as a business that, from most people's opinion, was missing in downtown Frederick.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really great. And what a great shop location. You were dealing with a little bit during the construction as I'm watching your videos. You have a kind of a long, narrow placement, but were able to fit everything you wanted into it. What was that like in trying to plan the footprint and how you could have everybody access everything?
Yeah, so it was, a space that's only 10 feet wide, presents some interesting retail, problems. How do you display the product? How do you make sure that it's accessible to everybody? How to, make sure that when there are people in the store that everybody can kind of move freely. So obviously we had to scour the internet for display ideas and, try to display things, well lit and nicely and cleanly, but also provide room for people to actually access the store. So it initially was a little bit of an issue until we found the right parts and pieces. And now I think it's really come together exactly how, my wife and I planned it in the beginning. So we're super happy with the result.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know anything about collecting cards. And so I know that there are people who are still crazy about Pokemon. And of course, you've got all your sports cards and things like that. What is it like for you when you open a pack and is it still possible just to buy a random pack and get something valuable?
Oh, absolutely. I will say the manufacturers of these products, whether it's Topps or Panini or Pokemon or Disney with their Lorcana, like they've really, in my opinion, have done a really good job of like, you could buy any product from the single pack all the way up to like the biggest, most expensive box of cards. And the likelihood of you hitting the thing that you're looking for is pretty high.
Wow.
So, you don't have to to buy the $300 box just to get the better cards. I mean, it could be in the $4 single pack. It's just kind of, it allows for a lot of flexibility, and like you're like, hey, maybe, especially kids, like, hey, I got some allowance money, I just want to buy a couple packs. We definitely will have stuff for that, and then we'll have stuff for the bigger collector as well.
Yeah. What's the most valuable card that you have right now?
Probably one of the Pokemon cards. Pokemon people, I get the question all the time, like, oh, is Pokemon still a big thing? It's absolutely a huge thing.
Wow.
It's been around 30 years. I always say Pikachu's never been traded to another team. He's never torn his ACL.
Right.
Pikachu's been Pikachu forever. And so there's a lot of love there. And obviously the more popular a character or a player, whether it be baseball, football, whatever, that drives, it's economics 101. It drives their market up. And then, sports, there's a lot more liquidity in there, depending on somebody's having a good season or not. But Pokemon has been consistent.
Yeah.
So those cards that you kind of just see the price continues to climb.
Yeah. Yeah. This is like watching a stock, right? You kind of,
yeah.
do you get, who reports on that? Like the value of cards?
So there's a lot of different apps now, which is something, with the advent of the internet and technology, that, you get a lot more live, like real-time price adjustments on these things. So a lot of it goes off of, what do the cards sell for on eBay? What do they sell for on other sites? And that kind of gives you a new metric of, okay, well, this card was, let's say $100 last week. Now, somebody wins the MVP, whatever, the case may be, then the cards start to jump up, but you're getting the value of that card based off of like, what are other people buying it for?
Yeah. Yeah. Really, really interesting. Really excited for you. So you're having your grand opening this Saturday. What can people expect when they come to the store this weekend?
Yeah, so we're kind of doing a little bit of a split opening. We are doing a ribbon cutting ceremony with the Chamber of Commerce. That will be on Friday at 1 p.m. So we'll have, the representatives from the Chamber of Commerce out there with the giant scissors and, hopefully some elected city and, county officials to kind of do the official part of it. We will be staying open for, the rest of the afternoon if people want to come by and check the store out. And then Saturday morning at 11, we're going to have, the doors open. We'll have giveaways. We'll have prizes that can be entered in. We'll have stuff for the kids. We'll have some, treats and refreshments and that sort of thing. So we're really just, we're ready to open the doors. We've had a lot of people stop by in the last couple of weeks as we've been in there working. A lot of people come in, just check out the store. So everybody's really excited. And like I said, we're just really excited to finally officially have the doors open and welcome everybody in.
Yeah, very exciting for downtown Frederick. And if you're not sure, you are right at kind of almost at the corner of Patrick and Market, right?
Correct. Yeah, 16 North Market Street. So I always use the landmark of we're 2 doors up from Curious Iguana, because everybody seems to know where Curious Iguana is. So yeah, we're between Curious Iguana and Tsunami.
Yeah, very, very cool. Well, we wish you all the best, not only this weekend, but for the future. It's so great to have different types of businesses in downtown Frederick. So we're so happy you and your family have invested. And as things move forward, we know we're going to have you back because, you really are your business is going to ebb and flow and change with all of these sorts of different cards. But check out the website, not just sports and Pokemon, but sports, that you may not be used to seeing elsewhere. Do you guys carry things that like your Walmarts and where people might buy their cards don't have?
So we do have some exclusive products. We do have a few things that were picked up at like Fanatics Fest that happened in New York last month. A couple of more exclusive items that you're not going to be able to find at your local other like big box retail. But our goal is to have kind of a little bit of everything. So that way, say a family comes in and dad collects football, but the kids collect baseball and mom collects Pokemon, that we have a little bit of, something for everybody, and they don't have to go drive all over town or all over the area to go find something for everybody. So
yeah, that's awesome. Well, this is Bryan Rathvon. He and his family invested in downtown. We love that. FrederickCardCollective.com if you want to see the types of stuff that types of products are being carried. Grand opening this weekend, and I'm assuming this is Emily Rathvon. Is that your wife, or is that one of you?
Yep. No, it's my wife.
She's saying hello to you. So
Okay.
There you go. She's watching. Want to thank them so much. So proud that you're part of our community. Get out there and support local. This is what we mean when we're talking about it. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. And I guess last minute update. I'm going to be talking with John here in a little bit. So
yes. Stick around on John's house, and Brian's going to be on there talking about that. But I need you to sign our guest wall. I don't think you've done that yet.
I didn't sign last time. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to take just one quick break and let Brian get himself situated and sign our guest wall. We'll be back right after this.
When you care deeply about Frederick County, you want your generosity to make a meaningful impact. The Community Foundation provides trusted leadership and guidance to connect people who care with the causes they care about, supporting local students, nonprofits, and community needs. Together, we're creating enduring impact and making more possible across Frederick County. Visit frederickcountygives.org.
All right, here we go. Brian is going to sign our guest wall, adding his name to a space. I know he's going to, oh, look, he's very good, meticulous. I like it. I know the signatures are getting smaller and smaller as we go. But I'll tell you this, it's so fun that we have so many people's signatures on that wall. Want to thank him so much. Frederick Card Collective, a part of our community. All right, jumping right back into Studio 401, and we have one of our hosts from the Bunkroom Chats, Tim Conrad, joining us this morning. Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm great. It's great to see you upright. You've had a few weeks of just some crazy stuff happening. So are you feeling good?
I am. I'm feeling a lot better. Still off work right now, though. So
yeah.
We'll be a couple weeks
you just had back surgery not too long ago for, oh my gosh, was it a ruptured disc or herniated disc?
Yeah, herniated disc.
So this is actually a good segue. Tim is a firefighter in Frederick County. He and his podcast partner, Elena, serve our first responders here. And you guys have started a podcast called the Bunkroom Chats. When did you actually officially start that?
I'd say we've been going since about last November, I want to say.
Okay.
So not quite a full year yet, but getting there.
Yeah, getting there. And someone told me about your podcast, I think over the winter, and I reached out to you guys, and gratefully you guys said you would be happy to do the podcast on our network. I think this is one of the most powerful podcasts that we have on the network. Let's talk a little bit about your leading up to the very first one. What made you decide that you wanted to talk about mental health within the first responder community?
Sure. Yeah. So I had been at a rehab center because I was afflicted, or I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I'm very open about it and talk about it all the time. So when I got home from rehab, it was my way of kind of continuing that, step 12 work, and keeping myself up to date on everything, keeping it fresh in my head, to, just kind of share it with the community. Plus, there wasn't a whole lot of places in the fire service. I mean, they have EAP and they have a bunch of peer support kind of things available.
Yeah.
But it's still considered quite taboo, or if you will. It's always been one of those things in the fire service where we help people so we can't ever need help. So that was kind of our catalyst for it. Just talking about mental health, trying to normalize it in the fire service, because we sure need it too. There's a lot of guys that benefit from it as well, because they come up to me all the time and say, "Man, thank you for doing that."
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got your partner in crime, Elena. She is joining now as well. Good morning.
Hello. You've got me in my car because I just got off work.
It's okay. That's hey, this is exactly what happens, right? When you guys are on shift and got to find the time. Thank you for joining us. How did the two of you, I know you had a friendship, you were working together. How did it come about with the two of you deciding to do this together?
This was totally Conrad's idea. He texted me one day and he was like, "Hey, how would you feel about..." Well, actually, no, it was a super long message. And he was like, "I really want to do this podcast. I think it would help people. And I would really like to do it with you. But if you don't want to, that's okay." but I think it would be really cool if we did it together. And I was like 100% on board from the beginning, because we just work really well together, and we've been friends for so long, and it's something we're both so passionate about. It just made sense.
Yeah. Well, the partnership between the two of you on the show as well, the friendship shines right through. The support, though, that's really, when you see people at their lowest and are still there and helping each other through, that is a friendship like none other. Tim, do you feel like that has also helped? The support system is so important when you are dealing with recovery.
Absolutely. I mean, it's paramount to continue that support system and to have it behind you. It's one of the main pillars of a good recovery and a successful, sobriety story, recovery story, however you want to look at it, is that, that support for anybody that's been suffering from any kind of affliction, not just alcoholism, especially in the fire service. We got guys that struggle with PTSD, and they self-medicate for a lot of other reasons as well that we won't get into. But support system is huge.
Yeah, watching your podcast since it's come on board with us, I am telling you, and I said this to you guys, I think after the first episode that we did, I never thought of our first responders in the way you are presenting them. This is why I think it's important, not just for first responders to watch and understand that they have support, but for the greater people of a community. The stuff that first responders see and deal with and then are told basically, and not just for survival. Hey, put your pants on, you got to go. There's another call. There's another urgency. There's another, there's more things happening, and trying to find a way to decompress and figure that out. I just never thought of it ever, which is sad. I'm sorry to say.
Well, it's not something that I didn't think about it before I started volunteering. I didn't think about it before then either, because it's just I think it kind of feels like this, I don't want to say glamorous, but it kind of does. It feels like, there's so many shows that glamorize being
I was just going to say, movies and TV ruined it, because we do heroize, right? And you guys should. You deserve all of the accolade, but we forget that there's something else with that you're dealing with, right? And just making sure you guys have that support. And I know you talk about this all the time on your show. Do you feel like things are shifting a bit in the survey? Right. Okay. Yeah. That's really, really
from
good.
When I was hired 19 years ago. I mean, it was something that wasn't even talked about. And now we're seeing it pop up on our insurance each year. There's money dedicated for it, set aside. And I think they're taking EAP services a bit more seriously too, other than to just have something to check that box.
Yeah.
Even so much as just talking in the station, talking to other, firefighters, talking to cops, this is not something that was talked about. Even when I started, 7 years ago now, this is not something that was talked about. It was just like you go on a call, it's difficult, you don't say anything about it, you make a few jokes, everybody laughs, you eat dinner, and then go to the next call. Like, it's not you didn't talk about, you didn't sit at the table and say that was rough, does anybody need to talk? That was not something that happened. And now there's a lot more of, hey, that was a rough call, are you good? And you can, while that's not everywhere and it's not everyone, it's a lot more common than it used to be.
Yeah. How can the greater community support our first responders? Are there things that we can do to help you guys for future as well?
That's a great question. I've never actually really thought about it, because your taxes pay for, the service of fire rescue. So we aren't allowed to accept gifts or anything like that.
Right.
One thing that I don't know if they accept donations. I'm sure they do, but the IAFF Center of Excellence in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, is where I went to my inpatient rehab, and it's run by our union kind of thing, and it's all firefighters from across the country. And I'd say any support you can throw their way that place saved my life. So I owe a great deal to them.
Yeah. Well, and I think maybe just, compassion, understanding as a community, understanding that this job is not something when you clock out, it goes away. And in the effect, some of the stories, I urge you all to go to the playlist on Everything Frederick Live and watch some of these very powerful stories. Some of the firefighters are not local because obviously this particular podcast is relevant for anybody in the country. But boy, the stories, it just opens your eyes to the fact that you are human. While we want to make you superhuman, some days you are and some days you're not, right? And that's the whole point, is that you're still human beings and have to go home to families, kids, and your life. And it's just a really, really amazing podcast. We're so happy to have it on our network. Elena, what has it been like for you, going through like this whole process, and, what have you gotten out of doing the podcast?
Oh my gosh. The bare minimum, like I've had the best time with Conrad. Like it's actually, like, we started at a point where I was not in the best place mentally, and Conrad said, like, I think he's like, you don't have to do this, but I think it would really help you. And he was right. Like, it gave me a sense of purpose, and it gave me something to look forward to. Like, this is something that, okay, like, we get to go and we get to talk and have fun and do something positive and help people and kind of raise awareness about important things all at the same time.
Yeah.
So it really helped pull me out of a kind of a dark place, but it also, it's connected me to a lot of people. It's created friendships. Like it's been amazing. And I've had people that I don't even know who have, like, contacted me and been like, hey, I started listening to this podcast and it's really helped me. And that's incredible. Like, that's, for people to say that it's done something positive for them. That's why we started it. So, it's amazing. It's wonderful. Yeah.
Well, we love it. Tim, what do you think for you? I know this is like, again, having that camaraderie, support, being that support system. Did you think 15 years ago this is where you'd be?
No, not at all.
I
did not. This wasn't in the cards for me. But or at least the way it got started. But I love it. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. And some of the best therapy that we can get is laughter. And that's what, you should see the blooper reel.
I bet. Yeah, it's great. Well, we love it. Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. You can see it right on the Everything Frederick Live podcast network. We appreciate Tim and Elena for bringing their amazing stories to us. Don't forget to catch them. You can watch all their shows. Just click on their playlist. Thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. We are running out of time, which is A-okay. You can go to our calendar. Actually, if you click right here, we got a lot of great stuff coming up, including Frederick Feud tomorrow. Get your tickets right now. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for John's House coming on right after this on the Everything Frederick Live Network. Have a great day.
This episode is a proud production of the Everything Frederick Live Podcast Network, your home for Frederick's best podcasts, streaming daily on YouTube.